If you have even the most minor of interest in stargazing or star constellations, what better way to get into it than learning and watching with some beautiful girls from different schools? And why not have double the fun by choosing between not one but two childhood friend options, or choosing between two girls who attend the richest school in town? However, this may be a problem as our main character, Akito Sorami, is actually known as an astronomer who never looks at the stars. Hello everyone, my name is Ange, and this is A Sky Full of Stars. The only other visual novel I've read with stargazing as a theme is Hoshizora no Memoria, and that one has just a little bit of supernatural and drama. Sky Full of Stars goes with a more down-to-earth, comfy, and even nostalgic tone. A large emphasis on the common route is on the main childhood friend trio and how they eventually meet up again. This sets things up excellently for the tone of the visual novel and building up the nice variety of characters. And of course, the stargazing. Going briefly into the technical part of the visual novel, A Sky Full of Stars visuals are downright beautiful, some of my favorite in all the visual novels and eroge. The backgrounds in particular are very detailed, and I loved getting to go to a new location just to be able to see the details of the different areas that show up, like the schools, planetarium, restaurants, or the childhood friend hideout. The background music is also very nice, having a great mix of calming, dramatic, emotional, and other lighthearted tunes. They set the tone of each scene well, and some of the emotional BGM in particular are some of my favorites in all of visual novels. The voice acting is also quite good, and unlike a whole bunch of visual novels where you usually only hear the main heroines talk, there are quite a lot of recurring minor characters, and seeing them all have voice acting and interesting personalities and goals makes the experience feel that much better. As briefly stated in the intro, the visual novel has 4 routes, split into the 2 branches: the childhood friend duo and the Mako Academy duo. However, even before that, the common route itself is split into 2 parts. The first part is all about Akito getting introduced into the 6 Stars Club, and the second part is determined by which of the 2 route branches you chose. Now I'm going to go briefly over the 4 main heroines. First we have Orihime Shiratori, a senior of Mako Academy and the leader of the 6 Stars Club. She's a little quirky and assertive over getting people to join the 6 Stars Club, but outside she's kind of what you'd expect from a mix of a rich girl with her desuwas, and her being the oldest love interest means she has some mature senpai qualities. Next we have Korono Kusakabe, the energetic Kohai. She is a bit rowdy and can be weirdly cat-like towards Saya, but overall she was a fun character and probably my personal favorite character and route. Then we have Saya Amanogawa, who is one of the childhood friends, very shy but very devoted to the protagonist. I had some issues with how annoyingly passive-aggressive she gets in a couple of routes, but otherwise I like her role in the story. Finally, we have Hikari Hokiboshi, the other childhood friend, who's much more outgoing, bold, and tomboyish. I really liked her role as a childhood friend, and even in the present, she has a pretty interesting role. I also consider her a straight upgrade from Agihel from If My Heart Had Wings, who's also a tomboy redhead childhood friend, but had a route that really pissed me off. Now I'm going to get into some minor spoiler overall thoughts about this visual novel, so you can use the timestamps below to skip these spoiler sections if you want. I liked all 4 heroines and routes in this visual novel. They were all good complements to the great common route. I loved the common route in particular because of the growth Akito went through to rekindle his love for stargazing. For the heroine routes, I liked that the vibe and goals in each route was completely different. Orihime's being about her graduation and being very chill, Konono professing her obvious feelings and figuring out what she wants to do with her future, Saya resolving the awkwardness of the feelings she's held back since childhood, and Hikari being a drive for the 6 Stars Club to reach greater heights. Speaking of reaching greater heights, since this is an eroge, we gotta talk about those H scenes. Pull top H scenes can be quite long and detailed, kinda like a marathon, so you better have done your stretches and warm-ups if you plan on reading them all from start to finish. The issue about the H scenes is that there's no official way to get them in English on Steam. As of this video, you have to download some machine translation of the 18+ content, which I did try, but it reads so god awful you may as well just spend your time reading cringe tweets on Twitter instead. Oh wait, I already do that. In this section, I'm going to be talking about the one big flaw I have with this visual novel. Similar to the last section, there's only going to be minor spoilers, but you can use the timestamps below to skip this section and go straight to the final score and conclusion. So while I love the visual novel as a whole, there's one flaw that prevents it from being an all-time 10 out of 10 favorite, and that is how Saya Amanogawa acts in her route and in Hikari's route. A lot of the melodrama starts because when she's angry at Akito and Hikari for leaving her route, she never actually voices her opinion. Instead, she acts all passive-aggressive and just keeps running away, and it just creates more drama that just gets really, really annoying. I mean, come on. If she just talked about her problems, there'd be a lot less stupid drama, and we just continue to have the nice, comfy feels that The Sky is Full of Stars is always really, really good for. But oh well, we had to have some drama somewhere, I guess. And now we're off of spoilers, and this section is going to be a little bit more on a high note compared to the previous one. To go off on a small tangent to say that Hinami Yamada is best girl in the entire Sky Full of Stars or Miazora series, in my opinion. If you don't already know, I'm a pretty big fan of weirdo girls in visual novels, and Hinami definitely fits that with her very funny, weird humor. Sadly, in the original visual novel, she barely gets any screen time, but if you can somehow find a way to read the fan discs, aka Fine Days and Interstellar Focus, you'll get to see how much of a secret sweetheart she actually is, and in fact, those two fan discs actually help push her up to be my number 2 favorite heroine in all of visual novels. And it is with all of that said that I will be giving A Sky Full of Stars a score of 9 out of 10. It is an excellent slice-of-life moe visual novel with amazing visuals, really fun characters, relaxing music, and 4 fun different ways to combine romance and stargazing. The common route in particular is a comfy, heartwarming way to set the tone for both the storytelling and the heroines themselves. There are some issues, like a few moments and characters being a tad melodramatic for me on a personal level, but overall, when recommending heartwarming, slice-of-life visual novels with a down-to-earth vibe, A Sky Full of Stars or Miazora is always going to be one of my top recommendations. The Steam release is a little over 4 years old as of this video, but it currently retails for $18 on Steam. So do check it out if you are interested. I've included a link to the Steam page and the shitty 18+ machine translation patch in the description below. And there you have it, my review of A Sky Full of Stars. Hopefully no one got offended by this review, or rather, the impressions I did. Despite my impressions of the different styles of these visual novel YouTubers, all this video is legit my 100% real opinion. If you recognize any of these VNTubers, I am in no way mocking them, and in fact, I respect and consistently watch their visual novel content whenever they make them. If you have any input on A Sky Full of Stars, this type of video, VNtubing in general, feel free to leave a comment below.